All right, next email. Thank you times 3. Dear Chris and Peaches, my marriage has been struggling since our child was born in 2020. Honestly, our marriage has always been shaky due to not creating a strong foundation. Neither have had good examples of strong marriages to look up to.
Falls back to what I asked you earlier.
Mm.
All you independent women out there who say you don't need a man, your kids do.
Correct. Since watching your videos, a fire has been lit within my spirit. I have spent so long focusing on my husband's shortcomings, or things I have perceived as shortcomings, that I didn't see where I was failing him as a wife. Our daughter is 3 years old and she's struggling with a speech delay and behavioral issues, both of which are taxing. After hearing Peaches talk about how she strives to create a peaceful environment for her family, I started examining our home life. I was not the creator of peace in my home. I was breeding negativity, resentment, and chaos.
And I'm betting your kid picked that up and mirrors that behavior. Because kids mirror behavior.
They do. Yeah.
So when you have a rotten kid that doesn't know how to act, it's because of you.
That's a lot of introspection.
Yeah.
Taking a step back and recognizing that you are just a negative force in your household. I used to be that negative force.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking hurricane. When I was having a bad day, everybody was having a bad day. And that stemmed from my childhood. When you don't ask yourself why you do things, you just do things out of habit or out of reaction, and that's scary.
Yeah.
I created a list of changes I could make to foster peace within my home. I started attending a mom's group at church in my community.
Love that.
I also went through all my social media accounts and unfollowed accounts that promoted that hot mess mom life.
Ooh,
And accounts that bashed men and husbands. I love that.
I'm enjoying this too.
Right?
I'm picking up what you're putting down, making change, not just talking about it.
I'm here for this energy. I started praying for God to change my heart to be softer towards my family. We have changed to shows and movies that we were watching that promote the lifestyle we do not want. Most importantly, my husband started attending a new church with me.
I love everything about this.
Right?
Can we pause for a second, though?
Okay.
Can you read what she said before they changed what they were watching on television?
I've started praying for God to change my heart to be softer towards my family.
You guys have to be so careful about the things that you pray for. I speak from experience in things like every time I'm like, God, I need wisdom and patience. Boy, do I get put into some situations where my patience is tested. Because like any skill, it's got to be worked on. Mm-hmm. It's not just given. So when you ask for that softer heart, you are going to be getting some trials put in your way. And you're going to have to learn new behavior patterns and new habits to have that softer heart. But I also think that following into that very next line, saying that they changed the things that they're watching on TV is going to condition your brain to do exactly that.
Yeah.
When you're watching the Kardashians or you're watching...
the Real Housewives.
Right, or the
90 Day Fiancé.
dating, cheating thing, you know what I mean? Or any of that nonsense. You are ingesting that. Your thoughts become things. You're going to eventually start mirroring those behaviors. Mm-hmm. So changing what you allow in your home is a great way to start fucking implementing change in your life.
Yeah. I've been praying for patience. And our son threw 2 temper tantrums today.
Yeah, I'm telling you, God is like, you want it. Remember, you asked for this. I'm like, can you just give it to me in micro doses?
Right.
Like, I heard that I have a patience allergy. And I know that, God, I know we read studies that said that if you give peanut allergy symptom people like just little tiny doses of peanuts, eventually the allergies may go away. So I need it in small... God, I don't need you to just give it to me all at once. Like, I need little tiny pinpricks of patience because it's not there.
I feel like Agent Stahl getting punched right now.
It's funny.
I'm going to be honest. That first test of patience, I failed today.
Yeah, I fail them every day.
Second test of patience with my potato plant, I feel I handled a lot better.
See, I find it's easier for me to pray for other people's patience.
Like mine.
I have the other day prayed over all kinds of things for you, but it's cool if God's testing other people. I just don't want to have to go through that.
I'm just recognizing that I prayed for mental fortitude and growth.
And you got it.
And I got it in multiple ways in my life. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Our church has small groups that has been a godsend for us. My husband attended a men's group that does activities like skeet shooting.
Love that.
Skeet?
Pool.
Oh.
Yeah. It's called skeet shooting.
I was
They
thinking
shoot
from the
little
window
clay discs.
to the wall.
Wrong shooting. Wrong skeet. Oh, skeet.
Could you imagine? Okay, now I'm just picturing the pool, but it's Little John.
Yeah. Pool. What? Pool. Yeah. So stupid. Okay.
I need to figure out my Halloween costume. Oh no, I'm gonna be Donald Trump.
Are you?
I am. I need to get all the things for that. I need to work on my face.
Yeah. You know, just paint yourself orange. Get yourself a really bad wig. You'll be golden.
Is that it? It's gonna be huge.
Huge.
It's
gonna be the best Halloween costume ever. In the history of Halloween costumes, no one will ever Halloween costume like Peaches.
I'm gonna have to watch a lot of his speeches now.
Yep.
He's the best husband ever. There's not a husband like my husband.
That's ever
out
husband
there.
as hard as my husband.
You could ask anybody.
Yeah.
Russia, China. Do you like what you signed up for?
It's fun. Never know what I'm going to get.
I love that.
You are my box of chocolates.
Thank you. All right, back into the email. He said it's been great for him because he didn't know how to be a godly man that leads his family, but he now has accountability with this group at church.
Love that. I want that so bad.
Me too. Finally, he heard me watching one of Peach's videos one night and asked if we could watch your YouTube videos together. I'm seeing a side of me and my husband that I didn't know existed. The best part of this for us is the change we see in our daughter. She's happier. She's not having explosive emotional reactions anymore. Her speech therapist told us she feels like she's seeing a whole new kid. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work you're doing. Your videos and advice help me save my marriage and family.
It's because you've become new parents.
Mm-hmm.
Kids' brains at that age are very malleable. Like they're going to pick up a lot.
I love emails like that.
Yeah, I do too. I wish that there was a church here that I was into.
Yeah.
Every single person that I know that goes to church, when I've asked them about their churches, has either complained about every church in the area, or there are people that I don't want to associate with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a community of men, which is super dope for me, but it's not the same as having them around. And it's crazy because the people who are in our lives are starting to find their faith because of us.
Isn't that insane?
It is insane.
Like,
and we don't push it. It's not like it's a conversation that happens all the time. I try not to be that guy. I would rather live godly than preach godly, because a lot more comes from action than hollow words. Anyways, did I tell you that we donated?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. I was going to have to cut that out anyways, so I'm glad you
that dinner didn't do it for me.
didn't do it for me either.
You want some ramen?
I had 8 cookies today. No more carbs. It was probably like it was probably 6 cookies today, but I'm not eating lettuce ever.
Thank you so much for your help, but we need more.
Okay.
I want to start by saying thank you so much for helping my husband and I. He came to me with your podcast and it's been life-changing. I want to say it is very refreshing to hear that husbands are presenting the podcast and wives are being accepting of it.
You know that we actually have a really large male listening base.
Really?
Our Discord and Patreon community is mainly women, but our average listeners are mainly men.
Wow.
By like 10%. So it's like a 60-40 thing.
Okay.
But
that's crazy.
It is crazy because the Discord is so many women.
Yeah. Every once in a while I see a man's name pop up and I was like, oh, look, you.
I'm trying to be more active in the men's group. That's the non-paid men's group.
Yeah. I mean, Me too, but
women's
for the
group, right?
women's.
We're going to start doing our live calls on Sundays while you're doing kid stuff so that it doesn't interfere with our life anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing it on a weekly basis too.
Okay. For a long time, my husband and I have been going through a rough time. For a long time, he will tell you he was numb and stressed out from work. I tried for a long time to talk to him about the stress, but instead of coming to him in a productive way, I came with "you never" and "I always."
Ooh. Glad you listened to the podcast and learned better than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's dirty business right there. We don't do that.
I feel like that's a verbal slap to the face.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah?
Yeah, tell me that doesn't sound superior. You never and I always. Keeping score, superiority,
okay.
You're less than me. How dare you not keep up? Like,
I didn't think of that going in a one flow conversation. I was imagining one argument of "you never do this, you never do that, you're always slacking in life."
yeah.
And then another argument could be, "well, I always do this." I think because we were in this place for so long, I stopped trying. I gave up asking for compassion and romance. We've been married now for about 10 years. About 2 months ago, someone started showing me the attention I was craving from my husband.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, I was weak and cheated on my husband one night with this person. Deep down, I knew this was the only thing that was going to end my marriage because I wasn't strong enough to end it myself. I'm not saying this as an excuse. Looking back on that feeling now, I know it's because I wasn't ready to end my marriage, but we had been in this place for so long that I didn't know what else to do.
So she did it hoping that he would find out and he would end the marriage. Is that what that sounds like to you?
I did not take it that way. I read all of that back into the email as I didn't know what else to do, as in, well, my husband's not giving me that attention. I want the attention. This person was willing to give it to me. Who wouldn't take it in that position?
Right, but she said that she knew that it would end her marriage. She did it because she knew that that was going to be the thing that ended her marriage. How did she word that? Did I mishear it?
Okay. Unfortunately, deep down, I knew this was the one thing that was going to end my marriage because I wasn't strong enough to end it myself.
Right.
So she wasn't strong enough to walk away.
So she cheated.
So she cheated, and that was going to end the marriage.
Right. So how was that going to end the marriage? If she wasn't strong enough to walk away, cheating, right? But okay, I mean, I guess maybe. I don't know.
That's easier to say versus "I've fallen out of love with you. I don't want to be with you anymore."
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. I cheated. He gets infuriated. I can't believe you've done this to me. I want a divorce. And that takes the guilt off of her saying, "I want a divorce." Full circle. I agree with your first statement.
It's still pretty rough though, even from what you just said.
Yeah.
Because she's willing to put herself in a position to end the marriage by being the hated one. Like, you're going to be hated either way, but it's a different type of hate. Like, it's a "how could you hate" versus "I can't believe you left me" hate. You know what I mean?
I can respect somebody who can come to me and say, "Look, because of X, Y, and Z, I no longer want to be in your life." Is it going to hurt? Fuck yes. Is it going to sting? Am I going to get defensive? Probably.
Yeah.
I would rather have it said to my face versus hearing down the grapevine. Yeah. Oh, so this is recent. So 2 months ago, someone started showing attention. After it happened, I came home and told my husband I wanted a divorce.
Oh, so I was wrong.
Okay.
That was the strength she needed.
The confirmation, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah.
I could see how if someone cheated and then they felt no guilt afterwards, that's like, okay, I am done. That's crazy. I told him that I still loved him, but we hadn't been in love for a long time. I let him know that this doesn't have to be a fight and we could work through this today. I was always scared he wouldn't leave me because he didn't want to pay child support. We have a 5-year-old little boy and I have a 14-year-old. I told him we could be the best co-parents anyone could ask for. To my surprise, he wanted to fight for our marriage. I did tell him everything that happened and why in my head it happened. This is where it gets hard and we need help. He is blaming himself for my cheating on our marriage. I feel that cheating wasn't just to hurt him, it hurt our marriage as a whole.
It did.
It did. So I'm going to use like an anatomical example in this. So the marriage is the human body, and certain things are going to get flung at this body like pebbles that you can overlook disruptions. Those are minor, not even gonna get a bruise from that shit. Then things happen where you have a life-threatening gash on your body. Cheating is one of those things. You can do your best to try to mend the wound, and hopefully the healing process goes well. Infections can happen. Necrosis, where the tissue starts dying, can happen. Life-threatening issues can happen weeks after the healing process has started. There's always never a guarantee that it's going to heal 100% and be back to what it was. I mean, it's never going to go back to what it was. But the healing might not get to 100%.
I like the way he approached it, though.
Wanting to fight for the marriage?
Well, no,
or taking accountability.
He took accountability, and what did I do to cause this?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I think I respect that a lot.
Yeah, he could 100% been like, "Fuck you."
Right. How could
calling
you do this
her
to me?
names,
Right.
belittling.
And I know people are gonna be like, "There's no reason for anybody to ever cheat," because we hear that all the fucking time. But in the reality of the situation, she was miserable in a relationship. They were not in a loving stage. They were in the roommate phase, no intimacy. There were a whole lot of things that he could have done differently that would have prevented this. Hate it if you want to. He was cheated on. Yes, it was wrong. Yes, it sucks. But there's a whole lot of things he could have done otherwise to it that would have never gotten to this point.
What did he do to prevent it?
Right. They could have had they both could have had a conversation way early on that would have prevented that.
Yeah. She could have even had a conversation of, look, somebody reached out to me yesterday, and today I recognize I wanted to text them good morning.
Yeah.
That tells me that something's not right in our marriage.
Those conversations are really fucking hard for a lot of people.
It ends it in its tracks, though.
Yeah, it does. That's how you resolve things.
Right.
But so that also comes down to training.
Yeah. How are they going to react?
Right. How have they reacted to things previously in the past?
Have they tried to fix things when I brought it to them before?
Right. Or has it been a complete fucking meltdown and turned into a war zone?
Do I end up apologizing for my feelings?
Right.
Yeah. So in that situation, if I were with somebody and I came to them and said, look, we haven't had sex in 3 years. Somebody messaged me yesterday, made me feel really good about myself. And this morning I almost texted them good morning. And the person would get defensive, whatever they go through. And I'd be like, look, either we end this now and resolve it, or I could have continued this, actually cheated on you, and then we'd be in a completely different world of hurt.
Okay. So what if, because we've had emails like this where the person is like, we have a kid together. I'm not in love, but I don't want to leave for the kid, and I can co-parent. So do I suffer and just let that happen? Like, there is a possible. Well, so I guess maybe I shouldn't even get into that because it's a whole lot of what ifs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of what ifs.
Back into the email. He told me that if he had just gave me the things I was asking for, then when someone else showed me these things, that I wouldn't have let it happen.
That's factual, 100%.
It is factual.
But where's the line on that? Because at some point, manipulation will take place. People will end up doing more than they should because takers will always take and givers can only give so much. Mm-hmm. So in a scenario where he's not doing enough, and it's clear that it's not enough because she cheated, but where is that line from I just can't give her everything she fucking wants because eventually I will be taken advantage of. I will be the one that always bends. She will never meet me on common ground because I've become a pushover.
Right.
And I don't just mean sexually, obviously. I mean like in all facets.
Mm-hmm.
There should always be an ebb and flow in a relationship. And if you give and give and give and never get and get and get, that's a fucking problem too.
Right. I am blaming myself because I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't a strong enough person to not let that person in. Since this has happened, my husband has given me everything I have ever asked for and more. He helps with the kids. He will make dinner on the nights he knows I'm going to work late. He literally is the most amazing husband now.
It's because he almost lost you.
I mean, in an aspect, he did lose her.
No, he absolutely did.
Yeah.
He absolutely did.
And then she came home and then asked for the divorce, and that would have been the solidifying, like, out of his life lost. So I want to touch on, he feels guilty because he was slacking as a husband. She feels guilty because she wasn't strong enough to turn down someone who was giving her attention. In both perspectives, there's a reason that they were behaving that way.
Yeah.
Right? And arguably, it could have been because of the other person's behaviors.
I mean, it's not arguably, it is both of their behaviors.
Right. In that moment where you're both feeling your own guilt, you have to take accountability for that. And now you have to figure out, what are you going to do going forward to avoid this situation? Sitting here in this guilt and wallowing, and I'm such a piece of shit person, I can't believe I've done this to you, I don't deserve you, is going to do nothing but progress you guys towards the divorce that you asked for.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Into the email, my issues are: 1, I know I should not be rewarded. I should not be rewarded for cheating on my husband. Everyone that I have talked to says this isn't a reward for cheating, but an incident that would put a spark back into my marriage.
That's not the right way to look at it either.
That is not.
It is not a reward for cheating either. Sometimes you have to have a heart attack to realize it's time to start exercising, not drinking and smoking anymore, and like getting your health in order.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have that life-threatening, oh, fuck, I can't keep doing what I'm doing and it'll kill me. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck, I can't keep treating her like this or she's going to leave.
Right.
Sometimes you need that eye-opening thing. Mm-hmm. Should it have gone that far? No.
I agree with that. It's like a very serious medical scare.
Yep.
After this one, you're not going to survive the next one. 2, with how quickly he's changed, I'm scared it's something that isn't going to be sustainable for the long term. So in that fear, in that issue, I would be optimistic yet not naive. So he is working overtime to correct the massive wrongs he's made in your marriage. You need to have grace with that.
This has been going on for 2 months. And the behavior has continued for 2 months.
Yeah.
At some point, that behavior is going to become habitual. Mm-hmm. Just like the falling out of the lust and the falling out of intimacy became habitual. When those patterns repeat, people change. I'm willing to bet when they first started dating, he wasn't the man he was when she cheated on him.
Right.
And now he's course correcting. If he does it long enough, that's who he'll become. Mm-hmm.
3, I'm scared these changes are only because of the fear this incident caused him that I was leaving and not because he actually wanted to change.
Does that matter?
Right. Does that matter? If he didn't... Okay, I have to reread that. I'm scared these changes are only because of the fear this incident caused him that I was leaving and not because he actually wanted to change.
That doesn't matter.
Men don't change because they don't want to.
Yeah. I no offense to the emailer, that's a stupid fucking statement.
Yeah.
The man almost lost you. He's changing to keep you. Mm-hmm. That's the reason.
Right.
Whether he wants to be this person or not, he is changing who he is to make you happy. It should be enough. It should fucking be enough.
Yeah. With you saying that, this could come across as almost as reasons looking to not accept his change. Mm-hmm. Are you still trying to talk yourself
into your marriage?
Right, into your marriage?
I do a whole lot of shit I don't want to do every day of my life.
Yeah.
Because it either needs to get done, because it'll make the kids' lives better, because it'll make you smile. Like, I want to see you smile. Do I want to spend the money to do it? Not really, but that smile's worth that money. Does he want to lose you? Absolutely not. Does he want to fucking go through all of this to change? Probably not, but he's doing it because keeping you around is that much more important to him than the change. Maybe it's too little too late for you. Maybe it's too little too late for him, but like, I don't know, man. That's the sacrifice that men make for their women. Like in marriage is a sacrifice. It's a fight.
It is.
All the time. And I don't mean a fight in like a negative term, but like,
if you want it, you'll fight for it.
Right. We should be trying to win you all the time. But we should also know when winning is not the answer. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird thing because I keep seeing all the videos going around and the way that people are being manipulative towards each other. And I'm having a very hard time watching dating content right now. But they're married. They're not dating. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a very different thing. I don't know.
Back into the email. Please know that I fully understand what I did was wrong. I have never cheated in my life, and when I wake up, it kills me every day, the pain that I have caused both of us. Okay, so you're either going to wallow in that pain and hate yourself for it, or you're going to So I'm doing a lot of research for the self-help journal I'm writing. And a lot of the negative emotions that we feel towards ourselves, we put ourselves into cycles of that. So the guilt and the shame, and I can't believe I did that. So you're either going to be stagnant in that or you're going to grow from it. Which one are you going to do?
I am very lucky with the way my brain works.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I am adapting that from you.
I am one of those people that once I have made amends or apologized for something, there's nothing more that I can do,
Right.
because whatever the action was is done.
Mm-hmm.
So if I've owned it, I've acknowledged it, taken accountability, apologized, whatever the case is,
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving the fuck on. You can forgive me or you can not forgive me, but I'm not going to live in that existence.
Right.
Because my life has moved forward, whether it's been a day, a year, or 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all the foul shit that I've done to other people, it's done. What do you want me to do about it?
Right.
And if you're not currently in my life and you don't like matter, I'm not going to try to make amends. I'll give you my apology and I'm moving the fuck on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
So for her, she regrets it and she's having all these like issues. She's going to destroy her marriage because of what she did.
Right, because she can't move past the mistake she made.
Right. Own the fact that you made the mistake. Know that you felt the way that you did about it. Remember that feeling so you don't fucking do it again and move on with your life.
Yeah.
If he's moved on with his life and he's trying to make amends, don't dwell on this. It's not going to help you at all.
It's going to hinder you.
Yeah. You're drinking that poison every morning.
Mm-hmm. That letting go of things, like today is a new day, was and is one of the hardest habits I've had to unlearn in my life. Like I said prior, when it was a bad day, it was a bad week.
Yeah. It was my feet.
Oh, I thought I heard footprints in
It
the
was my
kitchen.
feet on
Okay.
the bark of the spinny thing.
Um,
The spinny thing. The lazy Susan. The giant wooden fidget spinner for my feet.
You've gotten on me about doing that.
I know, and I now that I saw you do it, monkey see, monkey do.
I'm gonna start calling you on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using my monkey toes to get in between the bark.
Stop it. It's not a
Anyways,
toy.
I bought it. It's my toy. I actually bought it to take pictures of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never used it for that. My journal sits on it. Looks really good with my journal on there, though.
Yeah, I like it. It was also a reoccurring thing where a week would go by and then it gets brought up in a bad mood. I'm like, what the fuck? So that was something that I learned to just do. So unlearning that, there are times now where I'll think of something that you said like a year ago. I'm like, no, that's not him.
Mm-hmm.
Even things from like 2 weeks ago, no, that's not him.
Yeah.
And once we had the conversation, unless I'm in like panic mode and I need reassurance, it never gets brought up again. I cope with that shit on my own.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you're drinking your own poison at that point.
Yep. Hate to be the guy that says give it to God, but that might be the answer for you.
When I listen to your podcast, you guys have talked about doing calls with people because I haven't caught the price for that. When I listen to your podcast, you guys have talked about doing calls with people because I haven't caught the price for that.
Is that really what it says?
That's the sentence.
Oh.
Okay. I would love to set up something with you guys because I think we are both in need of some help to get past this. I'm sorry if when you read this it doesn't make sense. I have a reading disability. It was just that one sentence.
Yeah, everything else is on point.
I thought it was me, to be honest.
So what you need to do is send us another email,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the title put Zoom call, so that the
Yes.
wizards can get it in Patreon and Discord, and they can proofread whatever email you send. Because the way that we do this is you would have to send another email detailing the problems that you have. We will then have the screeners read it, and if they think that the email is safe enough for us to read on air without getting our channel demonetized, then we can figure out how to go about doing that, because we are actually doing that now. We just started it like 2 weeks ago, but we also haven't figured out a pricing structure yet, because it's still email answering, but we're answering with you on a Zoom call so that we can answer your questions. If we did this with them, I would want both of them on there.
I agree. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.